Comicpalooza is almost here. It's going down June 20th to the 22nd at the George R. Brown Convention Center. Comicpalooza is a must-do for me every summer. You have comic book fans, movie fans, wrestling fans, anime fans, and so many other fandoms, usually dressed up in their best costumes, all under one roof for Texas's biggest pop culture fest. And once you're inside, there is so much to do, like celebrity panels, interactive experiences, tons of exhibitors, and more. Check it all out and buy your tickets now at comicpalooza.com/CityCastHouston. Hey Houston, did you know that the first day of summer is the world's biggest annual music event? That's right. June 21st is Make Music Day, a global celebration of music, and Arts District Houston is turning up the volume again. You're invited to a free, all-day, family-friendly music fest with live music, local music makers, and more. Businesses, artists, and community partners join forces to make this an unforgettable music day right in the Arts District. Follow at Arts District HOU on Instagram for updates and performance schedules. That's June 21st. Celebrate the joy of music in the heart of Houston. Today on CityCast Houston, we're heading to Montrose, home to some of the best bars and restaurants in H-Town. Whether you're looking for a date night or a cozy dinner, I'm bringing on Emma Balter, senior editor at Texas Monthly, and one of my go-tos for food recommendations to give me the best picks of where to go in Montrose. It's Wednesday, June 18th. I'm Raheel Ramzanali, and here's what Houston's talking about. Emma, what's up? We are in Montrose taping this episode at ChòpnBlọk. How does it feel to be back in Montrose? You used to live here.
I did used to live here, yeah. I lived right on Dunleavy, and I moved away a few years ago. And, you know, I still come back to visit, so it's good to be back.
Of course. What do you miss the most?
Oh my gosh, I miss a lot about the neighborhood. I think the one thing that I still do when I come back is I get a cajeta latte at Black Hole Coffee Shop. I miss that coffee so much. I have it iced year round. It's the best thing ever.
You're like me. You go iced no matter time
no
of year,
matter
right?
what.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like it. Describe that latte for people because it's one that's so underrated.
Absolutely, yeah. So cajeta, for those who don't know, is a type of Mexican caramel made with goat's milk. So it's like ever so slightly funky, super creamy, and they basically kind of put a little like cajeta syrup in, you know, a regular latte, and it's perfect. The right amount of
so
sweet.
Rich.
Yeah,
so good. As I mentioned, we are taping this episode at ChòpnBlọk, and today we're going to get you recommendations for so many different occasions, hangouts, whatever it may be, but they're all going to be Montrose-based recommendations. It's so much fun being here in one of Houston's hottest and newest restaurants. Emma, what makes ChòpnBlọk so good and like stands out in a unique way?
Yeah, it's such a great addition to the neighborhood. The owner, Ope Amosu, he used to be in the corporate world and got kind of really passionate about food and wanted to, you know, offer kind of a fast casual version of the West African food that he grew up eating. So first he actually opened up a food counter at Post Houston in the food hall. And I really love the food there, but always kind of felt that he could do so much more with a bigger space and a bigger kitchen. So here we are in Montrose. This opened recently. It's a beautiful space. He's been able to kind of add some new dishes and also have a cocktail program. And it's just so great to have it in Montrose.
And it's so great. Like the Post location is still open. Montrose location is popping. We're here. And it's not just Houstonians taking notice of what Chef Ope is doing. It seems like he's just lighting up the culinary scene right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's gotten a lot of recognition nationally as well. So the James Beard Foundation recognized him as an emerging chef, a semi-finalist when he had just the counter at Post. And then this year he was also a Best Chef Texas semi-finalist when he kind of expanded. So yeah, definitely getting all the recognition.
That is so amazing. And if you want to hear some more about Chef Ope, I'm going to link an episode that we did with him a few years back, like just when he was getting started, and you have to listen to it. It's amazing. And also just giving everyone a heads up, we're going to be munching on appetizers throughout this show. So I'm sorry. Like right now, we are going to dig into the chips and dip. What is that?
So this is plantain chips with Liberian greens to dip.
So good.
All right, I'm going to dig in as well.
Sorry, you have to listen to me eat, okay? But that was
Not sorry.
so good. So good. All right. Let's get to some other places that we need to eat at when we're in Montrose. I want to start with our parents, okay? Or your friends and family, a restaurant that you take them to that's a little bit more fancy, and it just goes like, when you walk in, they go, wow, like, yeah, that was outstanding. Where are we heading?
All right, so I think I'm going to take these people to Hugo's, which is Chef Hugo Ortega's kind of flagship restaurant right here on Westheimer. It's been open for more than 20 years. It's really a classic, and it still delivers. It's a Mexican restaurant. I always tell people to order the chapulines, which is, the little grasshoppers. If you've never had it before, trust me, it is delicious. And yeah, the service is always fantastic, amazing hospitality. It's upscale, but it's not stuffy. The food is always on point.
Here's my big question for you.
Yeah.
Do I go on a weekday or do I go for Sunday brunch? Because
oh my gosh.
I've heard legendary stories about that brunch.
Absolutely, yeah. It's really, dinner is so great, but it is true. The vibe at the weekend brunch is fantastic. They have a buffet, so you can try a lot of different things. It's definitely a different vibe, very family friendly.
And it's only $45 for adults, by the way, for the Sunday brunch.
Pretty
that
good.
is really good. That is
Yeah.
a bargain, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Getting one of the best restaurants in Houston. Okay, how about another spot if I want something a little bit more bougie, a little fancy? Where are we going?
Okay, so if we're going bougie, I would probably send you to Rosie Cannonball. It is how would I describe this? Kind of like New American with a little bit Italian, European, really kind of cute aesthetic, with little cacti around. Really great cocktail program, great service. It's definitely good for kind of date night or, special occasions or if you want to impress someone.
Okay,
Yeah.
Nice. That sounds like a really good place to go. All right, Emma, I want to go on the opposite end of the spectrum. I think one of the best things about Montrose is that it's this comfy neighborhood. It's fun, it's quirky. So take me to a great neighborhood spot that screams Montrose.
Okay, so my favorite probably for breakfast is La Guadalupana. And I literally used to live on the opposite side of La Guadalupana. Ooh. I would just cross the street and I would be there in 20 seconds, and I dearly miss that. It's a Mexican breakfast. I always order the migas. They also have a really great Café de Ola, which they're famous for. They have a pastry case. The owner is always there, always smiling, always friendly, greets the regulars. I think it's just one of those places that's been around for a long time and is just absolutely beloved by people in Montrose.
Oh, that sounds so great.
And another thing that's just kind of so Houston about La Guadalupana is its setup. So, it's this tiny hole in the wall. It's very casual, very friendly. It's right next to a washateria and a corner store. There's this tiny little parking lot that you can't actually park in, but they put out, tables and chairs outside, so it kind of makes this makeshift patio in the parking lot. Very Houston.
Oh, that sounds amazing. What else? Is there another place here that just screams neighborhood Montrose?
Yeah, absolutely. So a little bit more upscale, I would say, take your date to dinner, but definitely a neighborhood favorite is Nobi's. It's also been around for a little while, really kind of punches above its weight. Again, kind of that new American contemporary, really creative dishes with really funny names.
Yeah.
They like to have fun.
Nobi's is interesting to me because I've eaten there, but I've never gone there. Here's why. Because of their pies. We just pick up their pies. Anytime I'm here visiting my brother, he lives nearby. Guess where we're going? We're going Nobi's to pick up the pie, and the peanut butter pie, I think about it all the time. And I'm a huge sweets person. Trust me, it's not too sweet, but it's so balanced. It's so good. Their desserts are outstanding.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, Nobi's is super, super famous for their pies. Also for their olive oil cake. You should try that next time. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're doing it right, Raheel. You're doing it right. But maybe next time have a little dinner as well before your pie, you know? Yeah.
That's been a big criticism when people are talking about how I eat. They're like, hey, how about you mix in, just some normal food instead of some sweets
some
all
greens,
the time.
yeah.
For me, one big thing is on the weekdays, you get tired. You're exhausted. You're like, I don't want to go out to eat. I don't want to go get dressed up and sit down somewhere. I just want to pick up something and the whole family can enjoy it. If I want to get something from Montrose, what do you recommend?
Absolutely. Okay, so my top recommendation for this would be Mala Sichuan Bistro. They actually do have 5 locations in Houston now, but the Montrose one is really, really great. It's a Chinese Sichuan restaurant. The food is so fantastic. It's a very casual vibe. You can kind of go in there and, have a very quick sit-down meal, or you can just order takeout. And my favorite, not just my favorite dish at Malasuishwan, but I think what I would say is my favorite dish in Houston is the dan dan noodles.
What? Okay, all of Houston.
I think so.
We're getting Emma's best dish.
I know. It's so hard. There are obviously so many dishes, but this is, I think, the one that I've just ordered the most ever because...
What makes it so special?
It's just the perfect combination of lightly sweet, but that spice, that numbing spice with the Szechuan peppers.
Oh,
with a little bit of ground pork. You get that carb load from the perfectly cooked noodles, get a little bit of scallions. When I'm tired and I don't want to cook, that's always what I want to order. And thankfully they deliver to my house outside of Montrose from the Asiatown location. So I still get to eat it regularly. Yeah.
Okay, are the portions really big, or is this newer Chinese restaurant, or is this old school? We're getting 3 meals, it seems like.
Yeah, definitely the portions are generous. Yeah. I mean, I eat entire dan dan noodles in one sitting, but that's just me. But
it's okay. No judgments. No judgments. It's a judgment-free zone. That's what I'm here for. That sounds fantastic. Yeah. Okay, give me some Montrose tips. All right. You know me personally. Your boy's a little cheap. All right. I want to get a good bargain, but I also want to enjoy what Montrose has to offer. Give me some insider tips here.
Absolutely.
Where are we going? What should we do?
Okay. So you may have heard of the restaurant Uchi, which also has been around for a while and is a very expensive sushi restaurant, right? They were kind of at the forefront of the, of the sushi scene here in Houston. And so what people might not know is they actually have a happy hour every single day. It was from 4 to 6 p.m. So yes, you do have to eat a little bit early.
That's all right.
Or late,
That's okay.
And basically they have this kind of limited menu that changes daily as well, where it's the sushi is half the price. And so it's just great to, have a little bit of that, upscale experience and that quality of sushi, but for way, way less money.
Ooh, that sounds fantastic. Yeah. How about something a little bit less than Uchi? Because when people say Uchi, it's spelled with dollar signs for me. It's
that is how you spell it. Yeah, that is the correct spelling. Okay, so something that I did sometimes in Montrose was I picked up the sandwich of the day at Montrose Cheese and Wine. So I mentioned Rosie Cannibal earlier. So it's the same owners and it's right next door. And it's kind of like a wine shop, cheese shop. They have a few pastries. But you can also pick up the sandwich of the day, which changes every day. I think it's on Tuesday that they have this spreadable spicy salami with jardinera. That's the one that I preferred. And it's just I feel like Houston is not a great sandwich town. So a really good sandwich is kind of hard to come by, and I really like that one.
Yeah, just an old school counter sandwich. We got banh mi's everywhere, right?
Yeah.
We're known for that. Yeah, but just a counter Italian sandwich. Yeah. That sounds outstanding. It's not a Texas road trip until you've gone to the Gulf. And just off the Texas coast sits a unique beach town marked with salty vibes and sun-soaked memories, Port Aransas. This is where family traditions unfold naturally, and beauty lies both in island views and the quiet moments between adventures. And with 18 miles of shoreline, you can cast your line, kayak with the kids, or simply cruise the coast in a golf cart. Port Aransas is where multiple generations can get together under one roof to share slow mornings in front of the beach and cool evenings with the Gulf breeze. It's time to sit back, bury your feet in the sand, and let Port Aransas anchor your new family traditions. Go to visitportaransas.com and plan your visit to Houston's beach.
This episode is sponsored by Babbel. Have you ever picked a vacation spot based on where you won't need a phrase book? With Babbel, the language barrier no longer has to hold you back. You can start speaking a new language with confidence thanks to Babbel's conversation-based techniques, which quickly teach you useful words and phrases about the things you actually talk about in the real world. Babbel has more than a dozen languages available for you to learn at your own pace, with material tailored to your individual proficiency level, interests, and time availability. I'm David Plotz, CEO of CityCast, and I've been learning Spanish with Babbel. What I really love about learning Spanish with Babbel is that it works with me where I am. The app and the website keep track of what I've learned. They help me review what I probably forgot from last time, and always is keeping me engaged with a new challenge based on actual conversations I might have in Spain or Mexico or Colombia. especially food conversations, because I love food conversations. So get talking with Babbel. I want you to learn another language, so I'm teaming up with Babbel to give you 55% off subscriptions, but only for CityCast listeners at babbel.com/CityCast. Get up to 55% off at babbel.com/CityCast. Spelled BABBEL.com/CityCast. Babbel.com/CityCast. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Looking for a getaway that's equal parts relaxation and adventure? Then it's time to choose your chill at Margaritaville Lake Resort, Lake Conroe, Houston. Right now, you can pick from 3 amazing offers to match your perfect escape, like stay longer and save more. That means more time to unwind and enjoy everything Margaritaville has to offer, like my favorite, hanging out by the resort-style pool with a cold drink. And if you're looking for a weekday retreat, Margaritaville Lake Resort has you covered. Book a weekday stay and score a $50 credit to use on spa treatments, dining, and more at the resort. And for our everyday heroes like nurses, teachers, first responders, and military personnel, you can relax lakeside with a special $99 Heroes rate. No matter how you chill, there's a deal with your name on it. And it's all just an easy 1-hour drive north of Houston. So what are you waiting for? Head to Margaritaville Resort, LakeConroe.com and choose your chill today. Okay, Emma, I am full from all these recommendations. And also here at ChòpnBlọk, we just tried the suya, which is so good, spicy. It's just perfectly cooked beef. Wow. All right, so I'm full. Now I want to head to some bars because that, in my opinion, is what Montrose is known for. Some of the best bars across the city. Let's start with a favorite classic bar for Emma. Where is it?
Okay, so you're getting a lot of my favorites today because not only is this my favorite bar, it is probably my favorite place in Houston, and it is West Alabama Ice House.
Oh.
Anyone who's lived here for a while knows what I'm talking about. It used to be an actual ice house.
What is an ice house?
Oh my gosh. So back in the day, before the days of refrigeration, they would actually sell, ice. Like on every corner store, there would be an ice house, and they would also, sell meats that they would keep on ice. And then, kind of over time, they were like, hey, maybe people would want to stick around here if we offered some beers, And so these kind of
the ice for it. We can keep
exactly.
the drinks cold.
Yeah. And so it kind of evolved into this neighborhood hangout and this bar. And West Alabama Ice House is really kind of one of the only remaining ones that actually used to be that. There are some bars that call themselves ice houses. They are not real people, okay? No offense, they are not real. West Alabama Ice House is the real deal. And, it's all outside. In the summer, they do have the misters.
Yeah, the misters.
So, that does help. And it's just super chill. The bartenders are lovely. The daughters of the owner, bartend. So, everyone kind of knows
awesome.
them. And it's where you go if you're kind of, with a big group as well, or you just want one quick cold beer. The perfect place.
Are they still selling ice on the side, or is that now extinct? Because I'm thinking in my head, I'm going, okay, is this where I'm going to pick up ice for my cold plunge and hang out with friends, or it's now just a bar, right?
It's just a bar. But Raheel, I kind of think you should go up there and be like, hey, can I just have a bag of ice and see the reaction?
Why not? Yeah. Just set up one of those troughs with some ice and water, and we can have a cold plunge and a drink.
Is it not the 1820s? What is this? Yeah.
Why not? Okay, so when we're at West Alabama Ice House, you're hanging out with some friends, you got a great drink. Do they have food there, or how does that work?
Yeah, so the Ice House doesn't sell food, but they do have a couple options. So there is a very beloved taco truck across the street called Tacos Tierra Caliente that everyone goes to, and the bar is really nice about it, so you can go get your tacos and then you can go eat it at the Ice House. So that's really great. If you don't want that, you can also wait for the tamale guy. He does come pretty often.
Wait, there's a tamale guy?
There is a tamale guy. There are actually several tamale guys in Houston, and a couple of them, they make their rounds at the Ice House. Yeah.
Oh wow! So you can get homemade tamales, a drink. And enjoy Houston.
Yep, absolutely.
I love this city so much.
Yeah, it's so great.
Amazing. That is so amazing.
Yeah.
How about a place that has great bites and great cocktails? I love the tamale guy, but what if I just want to get it like under one roof?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, if you want something a little bit more fancy. Okay, so I love going to Toasted Coconut. It's actually the same owners as Nobi's that we talked about. So the cocktails are like tropical, tiki. So is the vibe and the decoration. It's just, it's a really great spot. But they also have a full food menu that is by this basically the same, chefs as Nobi's, so it's good. And that's a great kind of slightly upscale place to go.
I can't wait to check that one out.
Also a great date night.
Okay, perfect. Toasted Coconut, putting that on the list because they also have the Nobi's pies there, right? Is that true?
Yes. I know that's what all you care about.
I was like thinking about the pies. Like,
what about the pies?
The pies have to be there as well. We can't talk about Montrose without talking about the vibrant LGBTQ plus community.
Absolutely.
It's such a big part of what makes Montrose Montrose.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite gay bar that you could recommend?
I do. So most of the gay bars in Montrose are kind of on Fairview. And I would say my favorite is probably JR's. They have this like really large kind of patio and it's just kind of chill. I'm getting a little old, Raheel. And I want the vibe, I want the music, but I also want to be able to like sit down, have a conversation with my friends. And I feel like JR's like has all of that,
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Another one, we were talking to the meme account, Montrose Selectuals.
Oh, yes.
I know. Isn't that like, I can't believe I'm saying that. It's amazing that we talked to a meme account, but he recommended George's and they open up pretty early. So you can just hang out at 7 a.m. Why not, right? Like,
7 a.m.
Hey, that's how you Montrose right there, especially right now. It's Pride Month. There's going to be the Pride Parade coming up.
Yep.
Why not?
Yep.
Just go do that.
Just
that
do
sounds
it.
like a great time.
Yeah, absolutely. And George's, it's a gay country bar, which I think is just kind of so perfect.
Why not?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Only in Montrose, right? Okay, Emma, final recommendation here. Let's stick with the bars. Is there another bar that people have to check out to get the full Montrose experience?
Yeah, absolutely. I would recommend Anvil. It's Bobby Hugel's cocktail bar. And Bobby Hugel, again, was kind of at the forefront of cocktail culture in Houston. He was, kind of the OG. Now we have a lot of cocktail bars, but at the time that he opened, Anvil was the spot. And it's still, it's still here. It's still kicking. They have 100 classic cocktails on the menu.
What?
Yeah. So you can just ask for basically any of those 100 classics and
that
they'll
sounds
have them.
very high. Like,
yes.
like,
they're serious.
That's a lot right there.
Yeah. And then they also obviously have, house signatures, like exclusive cocktails that they've, invented. It's a great happy hour spot. It gets quite vibrant during happy hour. And it's just a good vibe. If you want something a little bit more cozy and intimate and quiet, like in the last few years, he opened Refuge, which is kind of a speakeasy upstairs from Anvil. And it's like dimly lit, kind of sexy vibes, very good cocktails as well. And it's kind of a more intimate space if you want to get away from the raucous at Anvil.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Emma, all of these places sound fantastic. And Montrose is popping. I'm so glad you joined us and gave us all these great recommendations. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any excuse to come back to Montrose.
That was Emma Balter. She's a senior editor at Texas Monthly. All of the places that she recommended in this conversation are linked in our show notes. Hey, speaking of those places, share this episode with 3 of your friends who love eating at restaurants across the city of Houston, and you can plan your next visit right here in Montrose. And a big shout out to ChòpnBlọk for hosting us for this taping. Also, if you enjoyed this episode, please drop us a rating and review wherever you're listening right now, and subscribe to CityCast Houston if you're new here. We would love to entertain you throughout the week with fresh episodes every weekday morning in your podcast feed. Want more Houston news, events, recommendations, and more? Check out our daily newsletter, Hey Houston, with a link in our show notes, or go to houston.citycast.fm. Thanks. That will do it for this week here on CityCast Houston. Our producer is Carleon Jones. Our newsletter editor is Brooke Lewis. Our executive producer is Laura Isensee, and I'm your host, Raheel Ramzanali. Our music is by the band All the Kimonos, with additional music courtesy by Hip Color of EpidemicSound.com, Andy Ellison and White Noise Maker from Triple Scoop Music via Getty Images, and Carl Christensen. We're off for Juneteenth, but we'll be back with a fun episode on Friday featuring me and all of my fellow hosts across the CityCast network. We'll be back on Monday with a sit-down interview with former Mayor Anise Parker about why she's running for the top job in Harris County. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in Montrose.
See you in Montrose.
Right now, we've got the chip and dip in front of us, which is plantains and I can't say it.
Liberian green.
Liberian. Okay, hold on. 3, 2, 1. We've got the chips and dip, which is plantain chips and Liberian. I can't say it.
That's your blooper.
Liberian.